Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Last Week Tonight, where we delve into the complex and often absurd world of politics. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the swirling vortex of President Trump's tariff policies. It's a story of international intrigue, economic uncertainty, and enough misleading claims to make your head spin. Buckle up, folks, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. Now, for those of you who haven't been glued to CNBC lately, let me bring you up to speed. President Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has decided to slap tariffs on a whole host of imports. We're talking everything from steel and aluminum to solar panels and washing machines. And it's not just our friends across the pond feeling the heat. Oh no, Trump's tariffs have been levied against China, Mexico, Canada, and even the European Union. The year 2025 has been a whirlwind of tariff activity, each announcement sending shockwaves through global markets. It all began in January with a threat to Colombia, followed by a barrage of tariffs on Chinese, Mexican, and Canadian imports. Trump seemed determined to rewrite the rules of global trade, one tariff at a time. First came the 10% tariffs on Chinese imports, a move that Beijing swiftly countered with tariffs of its own. Then in March, the hammer fell on Canada and Mexico with 25% tariffs on a wide range of goods. The EU wasn't spared either, facing retaliatory tariffs on $26 billion worth of American products. It seemed like every other week there was a new target in Trump's tariff crosshairs. To make matters worse, these tariffs weren't just limited to specific industries. They encompassed everything from agricultural products to manufactured goods, hitting consumers and businesses alike. The message was clear. Trump was playing hardball with global trade, and the consequences be damned. Unsurprisingly, Trump's tariff tirades haven't exactly been met with open arms by the international community. Our allies, in particular, are less than thrilled with this whole America First approach to trade. Canada, our friendly neighbor to the north, has retaliated with tariffs of their own, targeting American goods like steel, aluminum, and even maple syrup, because what's more Canadian than that? The European Union, not to be outdone, has threatened to slap tariffs on iconic American products like bourbon and Harley-Davidson motorcycles. It seems like Trump's attempt to strong-arm the rest of the world into submission might be backfiring spectacularly. Even China, often a target of Trump's ire, has pushed back, imposing retaliatory tariffs on American goods and launching an anti-monopoly investigation into Google. It seems nobody, not even our closest allies, is safe from the fallout of Trump's tariff tantrums. Now, you might be wondering what justification Trump has offered for this all-out trade war. Well, according to the man himself, these tariffs are all about protecting American jobs and reducing the trade deficit. But as with many things that come out of Trump's mouth, the truth is a bit more complicated. Take, for example, his claims about Canadian dairy tariffs. Trump has repeatedly accused Canada of imposing exorbitant tariffs on American dairy products. However, what he conveniently fails to mention is that these tariffs are part of the USMCA trade agreement, which he himself signed. And let's not forget about his assertions regarding lumber. Trump has insisted that Canada has been taking advantage of the US for years with unfairly high lumber tariffs, but again, the reality is far more nuanced. Canada only imposed tariffs on American lumber in response to Trump's own tariffs on Canadian lumber. It's almost as if he's deliberately trying to mislead the American public. Section 5. Economic tremors, market jitters, and recession clouds. So, what's the impact of all this tariff turmoil? Well, in a word, uncertainty. The stock market, that fickle beast, has been on a roller coaster ride with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, experiencing its fair share of ups and downs. Businesses are hesitant to make long-term investments, and consumers are starting to feel the pinch as prices for everyday goods creep upward. Economists are warning of a potential recession, and while it's too early to say for sure what the long-term consequences of Trump's trade war will be, the short-term outlook isn't exactly rosy. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has downgraded its global growth forecast, citing trade tensions as a major contributing factor. It seems like Trump's gamble on tariffs may be backfiring, leaving the global economy teetering on the brink of uncertainty. Section 6. The consumer crunch, higher prices on the horizon. While the intricacies of international trade and market fluctuations might seem like a distant concern to the average American, the reality is that Trump's tariffs are hitting closer to home than you might think. Remember those washing machines and solar panels we talked about earlier? Yeah, well, those tariffs are already translating into higher prices for consumers. And it's not just big-ticket items that are affected. The tariffs on steel and aluminum have rippled through the economy, driving up costs for everything from cars to beer. So the next time you're at the grocery store and you notice your favorite six-pack has gone up in price, you can thank President Tariff Man himself. It's a classic case of trickle-down economics, but instead of wealth trickling down, it's higher prices that are raining down on consumers. Section 7. A look back tariffs in the Trump and Biden eras. To fully grasp the implications of Trump's current tariff frenzy, it's crucial to understand the historical context. This isn't the first time the US has engaged in a trade war, nor is it the first time tariffs have been used as a political weapon. During his first term, Trump imposed tariffs on a wide range of goods from China, sparking a tit-for-tat trade war that dragged on for months. While Biden's approach to trade was more measured than his predecessors, he maintained many of the tariffs imposed by Trump and even escalated some of them. However, Biden's focus was more on using tariffs as leverage to address specific concerns, such as unfair trade practices and intellectual property theft. Trump, on the other hand, seems to view tariffs as a blunt instrument to be wielded indiscriminately, regardless of the collateral damage. Section 8. The pros and cons weighing the potential benefits and drawbacks. Now, to be fair, there are arguments to be made both for and against tariffs. Proponents argue that tariffs can protect domestic industries from foreign competition, create jobs, and reduce the trade deficit. They point to the fact that some industries have indeed seen a resurgence since Trump imposed tariffs. However, these benefits often come at a cost. Tariffs can lead to higher prices for consumers, retaliatory tariffs from other countries, and job losses in industries that rely on imported goods. Moreover, tariffs can disrupt global supply chains, stifle innovation, and damage international relations. The question is whether the potential benefits of tariffs outweigh the potential costs, and the answer is far from clear. Section 9. Conclusion. A gamble with uncertain outcomes. So there you have it, folks. Trump's tariff tango is a complex and evolving story with no easy answers. It's a gamble with potentially significant consequences for the global economy, American businesses, and consumers like you and me. Whether Trump's tariff policies will ultimately prove to be a masterstroke or a misstep remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, this is a story that's far from over. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and for goodness sake, keep your wallets close.